Shamil Gaziev was supposed to take on Sergey Spivak on Saturday, but Spivak is out of that fight. Replacing him is Waldo Cortez Acosta. He takes on Shamil Gaziev on just 3 days' notice. Cortez Acosta fought at the beginning of this month. He took on Ante Delia and won first round KO. 3 days' notice. I'm born to fight. I'm coming for everybody. A few hours after the fight was proposed, Cortez Acosta was on an 18-hour flight from Phoenix to Doha, Qatar. It is impressive. He immediately hops on a flight to fight a guy on 3 days' notice who's ranked 5 spots below him. Anytime, just a call away. Thanks, Dana. See you Saturday in Qatar. This will actually be Cortez Acosta's 5th fight in just over 8 months.
I'm training with young monsters. Ignacio Balmundez is probably 28, and I think he's one of the best strikers in the UFC. Like I said, I got a 17-year-old now, Ignacio's younger brother, who's a monster, right? It feels like the Epstein files without the sex, right? I'm getting their powers through sparring and training.
Ian Garry thinks Kamaru Usman is a has-been, and he thinks it's a bit of a cop-out that Islam Mahachev and his team want to fight him next.
He's a has-been, and yes, at one point in time, he was arguably the greatest welterweight of all time. He's not close now. And I think Khabib and the team in Russia and that whole fight team, they know how to spin the wording to build a fight. But there's no interest. No fan wants to see that fight. They want to see him versus me. They want to see him versus Shavkat. They want to see Islam versus Practice and Morales. They want to see the new generation of this welterweight division. When you've got someone who's pushing 40 years of age and is number nearly 10 in the world, he's irrelevant to me. So I think that's just Islam trying to get that 17th consecutive win against an easy opponent, someone who was at one point in time somebody, but now was just trying to maintain relevance. So I think it's I don't want to say anything disrespectful to Islam and his team, but I think it's a cop-out, if that makes sense.
The champion should face the #1 challenge.
And of which Kamaru Usman isn't close to that.
Kamaru Usman is now ranked number 8 in the welterweight division. Garry is 6. He could be as high as number 2 if he beats Bilal on Saturday. Prates is 5. Rakhmonov 4. Morales 3. He jumped up 5 spots after beating Brady.
Wow, nice.
Okay.
Wow.
I like lights.
MMA Guru expects to get done like Dylan Danis jumped at an MMA event that he attends sometime in the future.
Jumped. Game's on. Hey, I'm a big fella. You have to pack 12. You know what I'm saying? Bring a dozen of you little gremlins, all right, buddy? It's gonna take a lot of you. But it won't. I'm not even a fighter. But I know if I see one of these guys, I'll literally stand there in their face and say, well, this is how it ends. That's going to happen eventually at one of these events, I'm sure. I hope it doesn't. I really hope it doesn't. But the damage has been done, I think. And no apology will save me.
Boom, here I go. Signed. I'm going to be fighting for the real WBC championship bout against Mario Barrios, February 21st. Get ready, because I'm coming.
I don't know if he's worried about getting jumped or something, but Colby Covington not talking shit for once, giving Islam Mahachev his props for winning against Jack Della Maddalena over the weekend. He thinks Topuria will be the best matchup against Mahachev because his low center of gravity, defending takedowns, and having striking skills.
No, I didn't see it coming. I thought that he was the bigger guy and he'd be able to overpower Mahachev, but, hats off to him, and he implemented his game plan and, was able to really just control the fight the whole time. Yeah, you're going to have to stuff his takedowns and make him work like Volkanovski did in that first fight. He just, stuff the takedowns and brawl with him. So I think Topuria is the perfect fight for him. I think that fight needs to happen. Topuria has a low center of gravity, so he's going to be very hard to take down. And when he's not taking him down, he's going to be punching him with all he's got. So I'm hoping that the UFC makes that fight next.
Usman Nurmagomedov is going to be taking on Alfie Davis for the PFL World Lightweight title on Saturday, February 7th at the Coca-Cola Arena in Dubai. Usman Nurmagomedov has a record of 20-0, has 2 wins over Paul Hughes this year. Alfie Davis has a record of 25-1. He's won 3 in a row.
Alfie the Axeman Davis here. Christmas has come early this year. I've just received the news that I'm fighting Usman Nurmagomedov in Dubai for the lightweight world title. Don't worry, no headbutts or groin shots going to affect this fight. I'm going to take Usman out. Let's go. And Usman Nurmagomedov in Dubai.
Ethan Ewan picked up a big upset victory over Malcolm Wellmaker over the weekend. He went back to work and got a nice welcome from coworkers.
All right. All
eyes on me. Back to the safety stuff. What's up, man?
Jack Della Maddalena on his last diss on Mahachev says, thanks to those who are always supporting us. Sam is one of the greats and deserve to win. I'll learn and I'll move forward. Jack Della Maddalena's coach says they'll use the same game plan if they ever fight Mahachev again. He says the problem wasn't the game plan, but the execution of it. He wanted more movement in that fight, but they didn't get it. But those two will never fight again because it was such a lopsided fight, 50-45 on all the cards. Kind of like Hamza versus DDP. That fight won't happen ever again because it was too lopsided. Ian Garry's looking to win Saturday night against Belal Muhammad and then contend for the title. Usman thinks he doesn't deserve it. He also thinks Belal Muhammad doesn't deserve it.
I don't think either guy, this puts them up for a title shot at all. Not long ago did we just lose to Shafkat Rakhmonov. Not long ago. That was not that long ago. Yes, of course, we were able to outsmart Prates and get that win. But not long ago did we lose to Shafkat. Past that, we have... If what's the other guy's name? If Belal is able to win that one, so and then not just so now you want to challenge the man that you didn't want to challenge you to fight for the title?
Usman has lost 3 of his last 4 fights too, so that would disqualify him from getting a title shot by his logic. But of course he does want the title shot, and Mahachev says he also wants to fight him. Chael Sonnen got a random beef with Vinicius Oliveira for some reason, been talking trash about him on X. Miktabek Oralbai takes on Jack Hermanson on Saturday in the welterweight division. He is a lawyer. Yes, I have a law degree. I'm a lawyer. I already finished university, but I haven't worked yet. Once I get my UFC title, then I'm going to pursue my career as a lawyer. Arnold Allen talked about moving up to the lightweight division, and Chris Padilla says he'd welcome him to the division. I don't know how much control I have over these things, but if you're coming up to lightweight, I'd like to be your first fight. Padilla's coming off a win over Bonfim. He lost the first round, but kept pouring on the pressure in round 2 and got the stoppage. Arnold Allen is ranked number 6 in the featherweight division. It's going to be tough for him to replicate that in the lightweight division, but if he can't make the weight at 155 anymore, that's a different story. But in terms of variety of matchups, there's a whole bunch of new matchups for him at 155, so moving up to lightweight could be an interesting move for him. TKO and DoorDash announced official partnership across the WWE and UFC. Modestas Bukauskas taking on Nikita Krylov January 24th. Bukauskas is on a little bit of a KO streak. He's trying to replicate that by knocking out Krylov Jan 24. This is only going to make MMA Guru more popular. He'll hit 400K before the end of the year. Always a bad pairing, DJ and Guru. Polar opposites. Guru should have teamed up with someone like Sean Strickland. Good, nobody wants to hear edgelord jokes for an hour straight. Dylan insulted Islam right before he went in there. People reject research when it fits their favorite narrative. I don't think people are questioning that, but questioning whether it was justified to get jumped by 10 pro fighters as a result. Some might say yes. Some might say no. The law says no, you can't justify doing that. So if he wants to, he could press charges, but he won't. They should get banned from the country. You think a dozen Americans wailing on someone in their country would result in anything other than a ban from the country and a possible arrest? We're too nice. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you want to donate, you can via Super Thanks and a link on the main page. Until next time, thank you for watching.